You know what's strange? How we save their pictures, even when they're no longer a part of our lives. It's not like we open those photos every day. It's not like we sit and stare at them for hours, but still we keep them hidden somewhere in our gallery, in a folder we don't talk about, in a corner of our phone. Just like there, in a corner of our heart, we tell ourselves, I'll delete them one day, but that day never comes, because those pictures, they're not just pictures, they're moments, they're proof that it really happened, that once upon a time, they smiled at us, that once their hand was in ours, that once we belonged to each other, even if the world didn't see it that way. And sometimes, when you accidentally come across those photos, it feels like a punch in the chest, because in that one frozen frame, 1,000 memories come rushing back. The laughter, the late night talks, the feeling of being understood without saying a word. It all comes back, and it hurts, not because you miss them, but because you miss the version of yourself that existed with them. We save their pictures because we're scared that if we delete them, it'll mean it never happened, that maybe we made it all up, that maybe the way we loved, the way we cared, the way we gave everything was just a dream. And no matter how strong we pretend to be, none of us are ready to let go of a dream that once felt like home. But here's the part that hurts the most. While we're busy holding on to their pictures, do they even remember us? Do they ever scroll through their phone and pause on our smile the way we pause on theirs? Do they feel the same ache when our name flashes somewhere in their memory? Or have they moved on so easily while we're still standing in yesterday, clutching the shadows of what was? Maybe they don't remember. Maybe those pictures that mean the world to us are nothing to them. Maybe they've deleted it all, our photos, our texts, our calls, everything. And that thought breaks us, doesn't it? Because it makes us realize that sometimes the people we can't forget have already forgotten us, and yet we can't press delete because those pictures are not just about them. They are about us. They hold pieces of who we were at that time. The person who laughed a little louder, the person who believed a little harder, the person who trusted that love could last forever. In those photos, we see ourselves, the version of us that doesn't exist anymore. And maybe deep down, that's who we're really holding on to. We don't just save their pictures because we miss them. We save them because they remind us of ourselves. Because when we look at those photos, we don't just see their face. We see our own eyes glowing in a way they don't glow anymore. We see our own smile, the one we haven't worn since they left. We see ourselves untouched by the heartbreak that came after. And that's what makes it so hard to let go. But here's the thing. At some point, we have to ask ourselves, how long will we keep carrying ghosts in our pocket? How long will we keep saving what doesn't exist anymore? Because the truth is, the more we hold on to those old pictures, the less space we make for new memories. We keep waiting for them to remember us while forgetting to remember ourselves. Maybe one day, you'll look at those pictures and realize you don't need them anymore. Not because you've stopped caring, not because you've erased them from your story, but because you finally understand that your story didn't end when they left. It just changed, and you're still here, still breathing, still capable of love, still capable of being happy again. And maybe that's when you'll press delete, not out of anger, not out of hate, but out of love. Love for yourself, because you'll finally realize that you don't need a picture to prove you mattered. You always did. So yes, we save their pictures, but maybe it's not about whether they remember us or not. Maybe the real question is, do we remember who we are without them?